Hi guys, Alex Forte here, The Art of Simple Golf. I'm going to give you 3 very effective home, waiting in a lineup, office, waiting on the first tee, whatever it might be, drills that you can do that don't even require you to hit a golf ball, that are going to improve your golf swing flow, your sequence and your positions, if you will. Now, it isn't always easy to go and hit golf shots or even play, but there is some very effective things you can do at home that give you the most effective and efficient ways to improve your golf swing, which then of course will give you more power and consistency and all that lovely stuff. And the best thing is, it's simple. So let's get to it. So here are 3 very effective drills that you can do that don't even require you to hit any golf shots. Now, these come with a caveat. It is essential that every single shot you hit, whether it's a chip, pitch, putt, drive, iron, whatever it is, it has to have a specific objective. You have to follow the simple process that we've got some videos on, which is the strategy, the intermediate point, matching the setup, the prediction and practice, the letting go, and the evaluation. And that only takes a few seconds to sort of implement. But you do that as well as coupling some essential sort of swing principles that are going to give you more consistency, more reliability, but that are more neutral to you and that you can practice without hitting thousands of golf balls. You're going to bridge those 2 aspects together, and that's where I wouldn't say golfing nirvana occurs, but you're going to be realizing that you're a lot more consistent, because it's not just about the mechanics, it's not just about hitting whatever shots you want, it's about bridging those 2 things together. So let's get to it. Number 1 is just getting the turn to move better. A very common fault is, as we see golfers swinging, they're trying to make that turn and they kind of lift up and come out of it, and what you'll see is my spine angle is sort of all the way out the ball. So my objective of actually hitting this thing, it becomes quite difficult to sort of get back to that golf ball. There's a lot of effort, there's a lot of timing, but we often do that to try and sort of get more power, to get behind it a bit more. We kind of lift up and out. It's that kind of movement. Let's simplify it. Let's make it really easy. If you can, get a stick. You don't have to, but I'm just using this for a visual aid. What I want you to feel is that the left shoulder is going down towards where the golf ball would be. So it's more of a tilt. Allow the right leg around the hips to turn, get behind you. And what's going to happen is, when you do that, it's going to be easier to repeat the sort of reverse movement. There's just kind of less going on. This is just being pulled back up, 6 inches. And the sensation is that left shoulder is going down. So if I show you from this angle, instead of here and that kind of movement, all we're doing is that. That's basically it. That's the golf swing. So you do that 10, 20 times to sort of rehearse that sensation. And you don't have to hit golf shots. You don't even have to hold a golf club. You can do. But when you have the same feeling, your arms are just going to flow on a much more consistent kind of angle. And it does depend on what kind of shot you're hitting. It does depend on the length of the club that you've got in the hands. From a 3-iron to a wedge, it's going to vary that sort of plane. But if you have that sort of repeating kind of movement, the left shoulder down to the right shoulder down, and you kind of practice that a bit, it's going to give you a big advantage to be more consistent and get the club back at the ball. Number 2 is the kinetic chain, the sequence. Let's say this was a spear, a javelin, and I was having to throw it as far as I could. I wouldn't sort of just stand here and go like that. I would step into it. I would use the ground. I would launch it that way. And there I would go. That's what would happen. If it was underhand, that's where I would go. If I was trying to get it that way, that's where I'd go. But for some reason in golf, too many of us kind of forget that. So let's find a drill to improve that and remind us that there is a natural sequence that we almost have to follow, really, if we make it more instinctive. If you focus more on your target instead of at the ball, you're going to do this better anyway. But here's the drill. So we want the kinetic chain to be upper body, lower body, getting the ground, lower body to upper body, kind of moving back through. We can emphasize that by putting the feet together, making that turn. We can sort of use the first drill to kind of get the right kind of turn, allow the hips to come up, you know, to rotate, allow the core to turn, no restriction, step into it, and then upper body through. So it's upper, lower, upper. That's dead simple. Upper, lower, upper. Do that 10, 20 times. Okay, there's the sequence. That's the natural movement of the golf swing. You do that when you're, you know, tapping into wherever you want that ball to go. You're going to be more instinctive. You're going to be more confident in your release because you're using the ground. You're gathering the ground, and that sort of stepping action is going to, you know, train you a lot better to do it. And the best thing is you don't have to hit golf balls. So number 3 is almost, you can add it to the others as well. And I'll get to that at the end. But basically what we're talking about here is the way that we want the arms to sort of fold naturally. Because it's very easy, I will show you with a golf club just to help explain. It's very easy to whip the club in on the inside here, or we pick it up on the outside, or we come too steep like this, and there's too much movement. But if we allow the arms just to swing around us, you know, when we've got that nice plane, when we've got that nice sequence, and the arms are just heavy and following along that plane, but that's perfect. But sometimes we just need to feel that a bit more about the arms moving a little bit correctly. And this drill, all we're looking to do is put the left arm below the right elbow. So we're in this position here, and now making that turn. And what's going to happen is I've kind of got a bit of width, but everything is in front of me. And then I step through. And that sensation is, it's like a combination of being connected, but free at the same time. So I'll show you from here. So I make that turn there, and then come through. It's sort of stopping the excessive movements coming in. It's not going to make me do this too much. It's just going to encourage me to keep it on a natural, smooth sort of plane. That's it. Then again, 10, 20 times to feel that arm fold on the way back. So we're in that slot kind of thing. Then we're coming back down, using the ground, and we're back into that impact position. Hands in front of the body, covering the golf ball. And this is where we piece it all together. So, actually, I won't use the stick, but we've got that correct tilt, okay? We're going to step into it. We've got the turn, step, and through. I'll show you from this angle. So we're here, turn, step, through. And that's it. That's going to give you the nice sort of kinetic chain of movement. Now be careful when you do the step that you're not kind of moving everything that way. It's just a step, and then the upper body's coming through to a nice full finish if you can get there. If you can't get there, doesn't matter. Just do what works for you. Now, yeah, do that several times a week. As much as you want when you're waiting in a lineup, whatever it is. 3 very effective, you know, swing training drills that you can do with no excuses about hitting golf balls on the range, on the course, or whatever it might be. Do that, bridge it with the simple process and focusing and reacting to shots, and you're going to be on to a winner. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave them below, and follow the link down below as well, because there's a wicked series for every facet of your game to help you dial in a very simple process. See you next time.